What is up, guys, and welcome back to my Robert Kubica Career Mode on F1 2017. After a bit of a snooze fest in Russia, we're back here in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix, and it's raining again. Honestly, I am so done with it raining all the time. When I started this career mode, I set the weather to be dynamic because I didn't want it to be sunny and dry everywhere we went, but now it just looks like it's gonna rain everywhere. Apart from Bahrain, which was a desert, it's literally rained for at least one session everywhere we've gone. We're also going to go ahead and get ourselves a powertrain upgrade. I feel like I need to focus more on the engine side of things as opposed to chassis. So here we go. Fuel injection system upgrade, a minor one for 1,000 resource points. Looks like should be ready for us on the car by the time we get to Canada. Anyway, it looks like qualifying is going to be in the wet. We need a solid weekend here in Spain. Just feels like we're losing touch with Hulkenberg, and the plan is to outscore him by a margin this season. So we better get cracking. Out on our first lap here on Inters, feeling the track out. Of course, all the running we did in practice was on dry, so just where I can be brave, where I can where I need to hold back. So across the line for the first lap, 38.7. Second quali lap, as I said, learning all the time. We've got more confidence in the car now. Conditions really haven't changed. 8 tenths up towards the end of the second sector, still sliding around a fair bit, but definitely doing this slow speed third sector better. Looks like we're 1.3 seconds up, and as we come across the line for the end of our second lap, we're up by a second and a half. And lo and behold, towards the end of Q1, it looks like the track is just about ready for dry tires. So we're amongst the first cars to make the switch on to softs, and it's clearly working. I mean, we're sitting P18 in the first sector alone, but we're up 2 seconds. So definitely time for slicks here. 4 seconds up by the time we get to the second sector. And DRS to the line, a full 8 seconds up, and we puts us in P8 with a 28.5. Sitting P8 with only 2 minutes of the session to go of Q1. I feel like we mistimed our last flying lap a bit, because this is the last one we're gonna get, and we may be a bit early here, even though we're 2 seconds faster again. I'm hoping this time is just quick enough. Come across the line, DRS to the line, it's a minute 23.7. Sitting P8, is it going to be enough? I'm praying track evolution to not just go mad and everyone gains time. But P11 with 5 seconds to go, looks like we made it, but of course not. The game doesn't even tell you, and it's pushed us down to P17. And we are out. What the hell? I was kind of anticipating this, hoping it wouldn't happen, but there you go. We've got a mountain to climb in the race now, with our teammates starting 10th and us starting P17. We're going to start on full wets as well. You know, usually when I record these races, I record qualifying on like a Wednesday after work and then race on a Friday or something. But I was so pissed off here that I went straight into the race after qualifying. So strap in, P16. We're starting P16 because of Ocon's penalty. Let's look at the grid and then get this race going.
After an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Perez, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo, Kvyat, Alonso, Kevin Magnussen and Massa, Van Dorn and Renault, Lance Stroll and Marcus Ericsson, Wehrlein and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, we're on the grid here, P16, starting behind Stoffel Van Dorn and ahead of Lance Stroll, who seems to be doing shit in qualifying just like us. 5 red lights and we are underway for the 2017 Spanish Grand Prix. Looks like Massa's got a good run out. Goes to the left and we're gonna dive it down the inside and see if we can make some places up here. Going side by side with Daniel Ricciardo, bang tires a bit, but that's us up into P10 behind Romain Grosjean. First stint here will be pretty crucial because we know it's gonna dry out later and be a tactical game as to who gets their pit stops right. We're gonna try and jump Grosjean here as well. No quarter given, just go down his inside, squeeze him out on exit, and that is us up into P9 behind Carlos Sainz in the Toro Rosso. Up ahead, it looks like Kimi Raikkonen wants a piece of Bottas here. The Finns going side by side, but Bottas holds position bravely around the outside of Raikkonen. It looks like it's Hamilton leading from Vettel and Bottas followed by Raikkonen. As for us, holding Grosjean off in a P9, desperately trying to be fast and not slide off the track at the same time. These full wets as we go off the track a bit there towards the end of the first lap. This race also definitely isn't going to be wet throughout. The forecast said it could dry out midway, so I'm thinking around lap 16 it could be time for dries. So the plan is to try and stretch this full wet stint out till then and see what we can make of it. On to lap 4 now. We are still sitting P9 I should say, behind the Toro Rosso of Carlos Sainz. Not really catching him as much as I'd like to. Looks like Ricciardo is being pretty punchy behind us, and he's gonna go for a move into turn 1 on Romain Grosjean, and he's done it around the outside past the Frenchman in the Haas and is now on my back towards the end of lap 4. Going on to lap 5 now. Just about. My engineer is asking for a change in strategy, so it looks like could be time to ditch these wets. Not time for slicks yet, but definitely looks like it's going to be time for inters. Good timing as well. I mean, if I had gone past the pit lane, I'd have lost time on wets again. So we're going to come in now. Hulkenberg has already come in, so hopefully we won't have to double stack. So I'm going to hold these guys up a bit here. Hulk pits, and coming onto our lap, onto inters. We had an absolute nightmare of a pit stop. What's going on? The clutch button just doesn't seem to be working, and Grosjean and Ricciardo have gotten past us. I mean, all that work we did overtaking them on the track, and the clutch does that. Amazing. Right, so we're gonna go chasing after Grosjean now again. Inters feel good though. I mean, going fastest of all in the first sector. Magnussen behind us isn't going to be a problem. He's 5 seconds behind, so the plan here is just to hammer in the laps in pursuit of Romain Grosjean. That's the plan anyway. As you can see here, there's a bit of a gap we have to overcome. He is slower than us at the moment, but that failed pit stop has really cost us. Getting close and overtaking is such a big deal this year with dirty air, and driving on wets as well hardly makes it easier. But I don't know what happened there, you know. The pit stop, the car just wouldn't leave. Meanwhile, Dan Ricciardo, the guy we were keeping behind, has sailed up in front. He's got a fast car, now in clean air, so it could take a miracle before we see him again. Up ahead, looks like Ricciardo's teammate Max Verstappen has overtaken Kimi, but Kimi having none of it on the next lap. Down the start-finish straight, he's gonna make it stick around the outside again. It's a lovely move, and he takes back his position with authority as he goes chasing after Bottas again. As for us, we've been plugging away at Grosjean's lead lap after lap as Kimi sets another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It looks like the Iceman is really in the mood today. Us with Grosjean, I mean, even look visually, we're so much closer within car lengths of each other. I mean, we've caught up to Romain Grosjean, let's just put it that way. And towards the end of lap 13, we've closed up so much that we've come within a second of him. And towards the end of lap 13, onto lap 14, incredibly he comes into the pits along with my teammate Hulkenberg, and I was thinking surely it's not time for slicks yet. I mean, I almost followed them into the pits but decided to stay out, even though my tires are pretty short. I mean, look at that left rear. But if they're gonna go on to another set of inters, that's madness. And if they're going on to slicks, surely the track is not ready yet. But you know, my tires are worn, so I have to make a decision. I take a massive gamble and come into the pits for dry tires. I'm just gonna go on mediums and pray that this track is dry enough. But here we go. Look what's happened. Everyone who pit on the lap earlier is coming back in. Hulkenberg and Ricciardo onto slicks, and we've essentially jumped them by being smarter. Up into P7 now on lap 16. What's up? On to lap 16 then. Midway through the Spanish Grand Prix, we made inroads. We made some smart choices that have propelled us from our starting position of P17 to P7. On mediums here, it is time for slicks, of course, but there's still that sheen to the track. You know, it's not fully dry, and it's very important to take it easy and not get caught out and just slide off after making so much progress. We already got the Force India of Sergio Perez on our back, half a second behind. He's a faster car on faster tires, and he's already got in our DRS. So he's not got enough to catch us right now, but he's definitely coming on both DRS zones. He is going to be a problem. I almost want to just let him go because he's that much faster, but you know what I'm like. We're gonna fight this guy till the end if we have to. He's all up our gearbox here. As I said, it's very difficult to follow the cars in the corners, let alone overtake. So his best bet is to attack me on either of or both of these DRS zones. So he's gonna repeatedly come after me onto this DRS straight here. We're gonna try and get our elbows out and defend as hard as we can. We're gonna push him off there if we have to. Into the slow speed left-hander, defending could potentially be easier because we can park our car down the inside, but he's gonna try repeatedly on the start-finish straight. He's gonna just keep going for it. We're gonna squeeze him as much as we dare going down the start-finish straight. He's gonna have to do it around the outside, and it looks like he's already done it. Oh my god, but have a look at this. We're gonna come back down the inside. Sergio did not expect that one bit. We're gonna look at a replay in a second here. We squeeze him a bit, but we get a bad run into the corner, and he gets a much better run, and he gets us there. But he thinks the move is done here, and we're gonna just nip it down the inside like Magnussen in Spa. No, I think it was Suzuka this year. On to lap 20. We've gotten him back, but again going into this slow speed left-hander, we're gonna go down the inside and make him go the long way around. He can't overtake when you make him go around the outside. Again down the start finish straight. As I said, we've got some damage. It looks like our front wing has got a bit of damage. I wonder if that's gonna affect performance. And on lap 21 here, I have no idea what happened here. He just forces us brilliantly well. He just forces us to go around the outside, and he ducks into the inside, and that's Sergio Perez finally back up ahead of us into P7 and puts us down P8. Lap 22. We're still keeping P8. Perez looks like he's gone. We're keeping Ricciardo behind, but looks like at the end of lap 22, it looks like Hulkenberg, the lot of them, Ricciardo and Perez all come into the pits. Lap 23, it's still not time for me because I'm on the mediums, remember. I'm almost thinking of just coming in to cover them off. And on this time here as well, Kvyat's going very slow. I thought there was a safety car or a virtual safety car, something that could help me, but it went green again, so I just had to keep going. Maybe I'll just do it here on lap 24. Can't just keep going on mediums. I mean, I definitely have to pit here. These mediums are not going to the end, so let's just not get caught out. Let's just come in, box this lap on at the end of lap 24 on to lap 25. We're gonna come in for a set of soft tires. The last person to pit, there's definitely some huge damage there, and Ricciardo has gotten past. That's literally was just my only worry, and we're just not fast enough on our in lap, and he's gotten us. Thankfully, we've stayed out ahead. We've come out ahead of Hulkenberg. Meanwhile, out in front, it looks like Lewis Hamilton has lost out massively. Kimi Raikkonen, the star this race, he's coming at Lewis Hamilton. Remember, Hamilton started on pole, but I think he's made an extra stop, and again Kimi Raikkonen does it around the outside. As for us, on this lap, we put in an incredible sector here on our soft tires just to see what our time was like compared to Ricciardo. And as we come across the line on lap 27, the delta to Ricardo is not budging at all. He's going as fast as us, if not faster, and that was just the end, you know. I mean, on our soft tires there, I was really pushing, and it looks like Ricardo is fast enough. He's already caught the back of Sergio Perez, so we're just gonna consolidate here on lap 29 and just bring it home in P9. Looks like Hulkenberg won't be a threat. We're keeping him away by about 3 seconds, so at least we can keep our tires safe and bring it home ahead of our teammate. That was the objective anyway. So we started P17. P9 wouldn't be the worst finishing position, would it? Ricardo was a bit of a stretch. I mean, if we'd kept him behind during the pit stop, then we would have had a chance, but now there's nothing doing. And talking of Kimi Raikkonen, he's got past one Mercedes. He's coming past the other. He's gonna get Bottas around the outside again. These moves have been incredible by Kimi. Sebastian Vettel takes the race win. Kimi Raikkonen with a fantastic P2, and Bottas comes home in P3. Lewis Hamilton, bit of a bad race, starting on pole, finishing off the podium. And as for us, we're gonna come home in P9. It's been a very good race. I'm happy with this, you know. Starting on P17, we're gonna weave it across the line. That's happiness right there. Finish ahead of Hulkenberg, and that's P9.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium. And as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
Well, I said at the start of this episode that the objective was to start doing better than our teammate. We've done it here. I'm not sure we had the pace, but after the quali disaster, we definitely had the strategy. On to Monaco next weekend. Qualifying will be crucial there. Should be a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and I will see you in Monaco. Jan Barpe.